Hi, and welcome to this semester's first broadcast of AUP 7 News. I'm Karina Sodalan.
And I'm Ariana Mozafari. Karina, everybody's heard about Paris Fashion Week, which has drawn the likes of a blonde Kim Kardashian and celebrities from around the world to our lovely city. But have you heard about Paris Cocktail Week?
Didn't you go to that?
Yes, Karina, but not on a school night. Let's take a look.
It's the first of its kind, and it's brought enormous attention to a tiny drink. Paris Cocktail Week celebrates the booming cocktail trend in the City of Love and has drawn connoisseurs to rookies alike to craft Parisian bars for a taste.
Yeah, cocktails in Paris just kind of exploded about 2.5 years ago. Yeah, so it's a fairly new thing. I started bartending 5 years ago. The scene really got interesting. Really, a lot more bars started opening up. There were only 3 or 4 for a very long time. And then in the past couple of years, we've had anywhere from 10 to 15 new bars open up. So,
why is the cocktail such a recent phenomenon in Paris? We asked Donnie Below, the author of upcoming book Paris Cocktails, to find out.
Paris right now is experiencing a huge boom in its cocktail culture. There were always cocktails here, but you usually had to go to hotel bars to get them. And because French did not order cocktails. It was really for Americans and English, maybe someone who'd lived overseas. So the only place 10 years ago you could get a cocktail was in a proper cocktail, a properly made cocktail, was in a bar, a hotel bar. But since the Experimental Cocktail Club opened in 2008, they started a real revolution, providing cocktails, unique cocktails beyond the martini, the mojito, etc., to clients, both French, American, otherwise. And since then, many other people have opened cocktail bars, and it's a really exciting new time because people, say under 40 who are French, are now adopting a cocktail in the afternoon, in the evening, or even after dinner.
This first ever Paris Cocktail Week has given huge publicity for participating bars.
Due to Paris Cocktail Week, I feel like we've had a lot more customers, certainly people coming in early doors that are more interested in drinking, and they ask more questions about the drinks, and they're more interested in the ingredients and whatnot. Yeah, it's been good.
The evolution of the cocktail has come quite a long way. From simple beginnings of a splash of gin with sugar and water and bitters to this beautifully crafted piece of work, the cocktail is manifesting itself through cities worldwide, in bars that have dedicated themselves to perfecting this work of art. This has been Ariana Mozafari for AUP 7. Cheers.
Wow, can't wait to join in on the fun next year. Speaking of fun, this week in the Combs building, a talented director paid AUP students a visit. Justin Simeon did a pre-screening of his film Dear White People exclusively for AUP students.
It will be available in France on March 25th. Calling all AUP students, are you interested in teaching English in a totally unexpected way? Jessica Benny has the details on one of the most unique volunteer organizations in Paris.
Learning English, easy as 1, 2, 3 rap. Suburbs in Paris are creating raps for a good cause. To learn English. The love of music and will to learn another language brings students together for weekly meetings, gathered at different locations in a fun and fast-paced environment. It's called 1, 2, 3 Rap. Here, young adults from all ages break down English sentences by creating catchy and fun lyrics to rap at the end of each class, while learning the meaning of new English words. What started 4 years ago as an organization catered to people with a passion for rap has been able to keep students interested in coming back in an active learning environment that keeps students off the streets and in the classroom eager and ready to learn. Students receive nicknames just like their own favorite French or US rappers. And at the end of each class, the students perform in front of their peers, ultimately practicing for their own music video.
1, 2, 3. Moving, doing it, you know. Can I count it off? 1, 2, 3.
Thomas, better known as MC Tom, has been attending 123 Rap for 4 years.
I love the music, I love the rap, I love I love my friends, I love English, I love rap, I love music, I love beat making, and voilà.
123 Rap provides English lessons at no cost, making English easily accessible for those who can't afford a private tutor.
We teach people from the age range of 8 to 30 years old in Paris and the suburbs. At the end of each semester, we take the students to a recording studio. We bring in French rappers and we produce a CD to showcase all their learning efforts.
English, a language spoken internationally, brings many cultures together. Just another reason why this program is so important in Paris, especially in areas with such high foreigners. Many schools in the suburbs of Paris provide poor-level English classes.
Our classes are free, so they don't pay anything, and most of them are teenagers, so it's very hard to get them to be interested in something and actually, come back, and we managed to do it.
And using music as a form of expression is appealing to all audience. For the students at 123 Rap, learning English isn't boring when combined with laughs, fun, and catchy dance moves.
I am the king of the new generation. I have the bass and big shun. I have the dame rim. I have dumb flow. When I do up a punch, she has a lot of blood. Nobody can stop me. I'm already B.I.G.
Very good. This is Jessica Benny for AUP 7 News. Out.
Thanks, MC Jess. If teaching English is not up your alley, AUP's annual Charity Week is coming up from March 23rd to the 28th. Throughout the week, there will be many different volunteer opportunities to give back, including a bachelor and bachelorette auction, a clothing drive, and a 7K run in the 7th arrondissement.
All proceeds will go to 3 nonprofit organizations chosen by the SGA and the Environmental and Community Services Committee. You can put all these volunteer hours on your CV, which AUP will then send to different companies across Paris with the Global Talent brochure. Ariana Mozafari has the details.
Students at the American University of Paris have the unique opportunity of participating in the Global Talent brochure. This brochure features mini resumes of AUP students and is sent to hundreds of employers across the globe, including Ralph Lauren and Human Rights Watch. Like AUP's Career Development Office says, the Global Talent brochure will get you noticed by the right people. The Career Development Office also sets up a photo shoot for professional headshots.
So it's all kinds of organizations. We're constantly updating our database. We have an employer database and an alumni database, and sometimes those are the same people's. We had the New York Times for quite a while. We have AXA Insurance. We have Société Générale. We have various fashion companies. So there are really quite a few organizations, Landor, YNR, Ogilvy, that receive the book regularly.
Yeah, with an internship, you never know who you'll meet through an internship and who will know somebody somewhere.
AUP students discuss the career goals they hope to achieve with the help of the Global Talent brochure.
My goal is to get an internship here in Paris that will last me 6 months and hopefully will turn into a job offer afterwards.
What I hope, and something that AUP has inspired me to do, is to continue traveling. I'd really like to live in Asia. That's kind of one of my new dreams, is to go somewhere else in the world.
Did you know that 50% of AUP undergraduate students complete at least one internship before graduation? You're also twice as likely to find a job if you complete an internship during your undergraduate studies. The Global Talent brochure is just one of the many resources AUP offers to help students here find jobs in Paris and around the world. This has been Ariana Mozafari for AUP 7. Good luck in the real world.
Hopefully I can find a job using the Global Talent brochure. Has it helped you, Ariana?
Yes, Karina. In fact, I actually found my last internship using this handy resource. I highly recommend all AUP students to apply.
In other news, have you stopped by the new Combs building lately? This building houses the new Amex, the Student Media Center, and many classrooms that have been completely renovated.
The new Amex not only has new furniture, but a whole new food menu. One of our reporters, Kara Ferguson, investigated student opinions of food at AUP.
AUP students worry about different aspects of budgeting their money on a weekly basis. Should food be a part of that worry?
I mean, I'd have to say it's pretty ridiculous that we're putting in some money, we get a whole new giant building, you know, we get these refurbishments, but yet we can't get the basic necessities that other universities have.
It has been over a month since the Amex has opened its doors to the AUP student body. Does the new Amex mean somewhere students can eat outside food? Has there ever really been a place students can do that?
The fact that we used to have a cafeteria and we no longer have a cafeteria does not mean that we should not have one or try again. I think that just means we have to further analyze why it didn't work in the first place. You know, there's definitely some class divisions within the school, and another way to kind of eliminate that would be just creating a food system for everybody here so that we could all enjoy, the wonderful culinary experience that is, completely related to Paris, and being excited and being here and being afforded that opportunity.
AUP's Director of Human Resources, Margaret Savion, brought up several factors that most students had not considered.
So tell me about the old cafeteria that AUP used to have for students.
We used to have a cafeteria with an obligatory meal plan where all students were obliged to buy 45 meals per semester in the cafeteria, whether they ate them or not, because otherwise it wasn't financially viable. And many students didn't eat the meals, either because they didn't like the food that was on offer, or at the time, this was in the early 90s, they were all on diets. And they became very unpopular because they were paying for something that they didn't get. And that's why we stopped it.
In a phone interview, AUP's president, Celeste Schneck, agreed with and expanded on the issue.
Students, for the most part, wanted to live on their own in Paris and manage their own meals themselves. We have tried at various points over the years to have a student cafeteria, and we've kind of gone back to that idea now by moving out of the Busquet building in the old Amex, which was, pretty strictly a bar, to the new Amex, where Goodies is offering a fuller range of food options for students at really pretty rock-bottom prices. When kids are on campus during the day, at any point that they might be hungry, late morning, breakfast, late morning, lunchtime, late afternoon, even evening, the Amex has a range of foods that are cheaper than what you could probably buy in the cafeteria.
Overall, if this truly does become a concern, we hope the AUP faculty will greet the many voices that make up the AUP student body with a compromise to satisfy both parties. This has been Kara Ferguson with AUP 7.
Guess you'll have to stick to MacDo if you want food on a budget.
Or kebabs. Our final story for today is one reporter's solo journey across the United Kingdom. Here are some tips for traveling solo if you've got the guts.
What's the best way to make new friends? Traveling alone. At first, it can seem like a daunting task, but once you get the hang of it, there's nothing else you'll rather do. People now, more than ever, are taking leaps of faith and traveling on their own. All it takes is a thorough plan and some courage. There's nothing better than exploring a new town with complete freedom to do as you wish. If you're not really sure how to meet people, the best place to go would be a hostel. It is the meeting point of so many different people from so many different corners of the world. Belushi's restaurant in St. Christopher's Inn, the package deal, seems to have some of the most welcoming bar staff at both their Edinburgh and London locations. If it's hard to talk to guests, strike up a conversation with the staff.
The main advantages of London compared to some further places further afield is you have so much of Europe on your doorstep. Just be ballsy, and by ballsy I mean kind of like, I don't know, don't stay within your shell. So if you're travelling on your own or travelling with a friend, whatever, just have the balls to go up and just introduce yourself, say hello.
Aside from making new friends and meeting interesting people, sightseeing runs on your own personal schedule. You can see what you want, when you want, and for however long you want to see it. If you want to have a lounging day where you just stay cozy indoors, there's no one to persuade. One of the best ways to quickly get to know an area is to take a bus tour. Many companies offer a discount for students, and certain tickets last for 24 hours. Just as AUP students are doing, a woman from California arrived alone in Edinburgh to study over 5 years ago. and has just been unable to leave.
I came to Edinburgh in 2007 and did my degree, which was a one-year course. At the end of that year, I thought, I haven't seen everything I wanted to see and haven't gone everywhere I wanted to go. So I convinced my parents to let me stay for over a year. So I stayed another year, and at the end of that year, I said the same thing. And I think that sort of eased into telling them. I think they knew it was coming by the time I told them.
Traveling by yourself can potentially change everything. The people you meet, things you see, and the challenges you are faced with all play a big role in your overall experience. Of the 30 people I've added on Facebook after this experience, I know that at least 2 of them are friends I've made for the long haul, which has made it all completely worth it. This has been Karina Sotolan with AUP 7 News. I can tell you that I've made 30 new Facebook friends on my trip.
That's excellent! Thank you so much for watching this first broadcast of AUP 7 News. I'm Ariana Mozaffari.
And I'm Karina Sotolan. See you next time.